Baby, the people are about to be hot and bothered. Sky Squad, we are back in the building. And you know what? I woke up this morning. I said, what's going on in the world out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's really happening today? And so the first thing I happen to see is that Carlos King has done something else really, really smart. So, I feel like a crossover, okay, for the own shows has been overdue. And so we are finally getting the crossover that we need with Latisha from Bell Collective and Leticia from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, the clip that you see here, I can't, of course, play it because it's of the YouTube, okay? And so I'm gonna need for you guys to head on over to the video to watch it. I'm gonna give you my critique on the actual conversation. But I'm going to tell you right here what the news, the big T is, and then we'll get into a little bit of constructive feedback that I got for the two of these ladies right here. So in this clip, you will hear, okay, Latisha Pearson from Bell Collective, who is, their show is filmed in Mississippi. And I believe Stormi is from Mississippi, if I'm not mistaken. But Latisha says that Latisha Pearson says she feels like Stormi, when she sees her on the screen, is real and raw. Okay. And so she kind of understands what she's saying some of the times when she's saying certain things, but maybe it's not the best time to say it. You know what I'm saying? And so Leticia Scott was like, "You think she's real and raw? You do?" Hmm. I don't know about that. Essentially, Latisha Scott is basically saying that Stormi is of the fakery. Okay, Stormi is fake. That is what Latisha is saying. Now, again, I'm gonna put the alleged badge up because I didn't say it. That was Latisha. It was not me. And so, anyway, she says that Stormi had hit her up. I guess she had reached out to her behind the scenes, maybe either before she got on the show or maybe when she knew she was going to be on the show or at some point in time. And basically had told Leticia that she needed to pop her ish more on the show or whatever like that. And, like, I guess be a little bit more outspoken about accomplishments and things like that she got going on. And for Latisha Scott, she's basically like, her words, she was like, I grew up in the project. So I don't really talk a lot about stuff that I'm doing or stuff that I got because being from the projects, when people know what you got, they come for it, right? So I could understand that, to a certain degree, because I do feel like I understand what she's saying. So then she says that somehow or another, when she got on the show, she said that she started to feel like Stormi was fake or doing or saying certain things that weren't necessarily either, I guess, in her personality or that didn't fit her personality or was just going above and beyond and being extra for the sake of potentially trying to garner more fans or more attention. And Leticia's like, girl, you're going to get your fans on this show, but you don't have to say or do all of these things that are extra to get them. So my question to you guys is, do you feel like Stormi is fake? It's funny. I don't get that impression, but I don't, I will tell you guys a lot of times I meet, not I don't meet everybody from these shows, but either getting the chance to interview them or running into them, maybe at Fox 5 or other places. Sometimes what you see of a person on a show is not necessarily indicative of who they are in real life, right? For instance, I talk to you guys all the time about Ashley from Potomac, and I tell you, Ashley from Potomac in real life is cool, laid back, chill, zen. I mean, she's got this like real sexy energy about her. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but on the show, it'd be like, girl, like these actions are disturbing. So, are we getting a similar situation from Stormi Steele on Love and Marriage Huntsville? Well, according to Latisha Scott, we are. Um, if I'm listening to what she's saying, and by the term fake, I mean I guess there's no other way to read that. So my question for you guys is, do you agree? Do you agree? there is a certain amount of like, I do agree sometimes, there is a certain thing that we call camera balls, right? And it's not, there's no other way to really describe it other than the ability to get on camera and show up as the most enhanced version of yourself possible. Is that being fake? No. That is giving the best of yourself, the most of yourself. It is a bit performative, but it is still you, if that makes any sense. And then there are those people who just, that's their personality is what it is, and that's what you get. And I feel like that's more or less what we get from Latisha Scott. And people either like it or don't. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. The other thing that they talk about is, this idea of, trying to convince people that you're real by like, talking about, oh yeah, I'm real, I'm real, I'm loyal. And how if people have to keep saying it, they're often trying to convince other people to believe that about them when maybe they don't even believe that about themselves. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. My feedback, though, on the video is I felt like it was a great conversation. My only feedback is that they did a little bit of talking over top of each other. And I don't know if that was maybe more or less from excitement, but I felt like it kind of made the beginning of the video a little bit harder to watch and to process what each other was saying, and to hear each other as clearly as we possibly could have. So I think that, kind of moving forward, it's like, make sure you guys are allowing each other the opportunity to finish your thoughts. And I do get the excitement because it's a new thing, right, that they're doing. But, I think that the audience will benefit more if they kind of quelled that excitement just a little bit and allowed each other to finish each other's thoughts and statements, specifically because audio, when you are doing these types of interviews on different types of platforms, doesn't always work well when both people are speaking at the same time. So just be mindful of that moving forward. Now, let's get into the other tea that, listen, I didn't do a video yesterday because honestly, I'm house hunting. So there's that. So yesterday was a full day of just doing that. However, comma.org. We got to talk about this. Now, my boy over at Mr. Housewives has been killing it with dropping the tea. If you guys haven't followed Mr. Housewives, go follow. He and his co-host, they have a mad fun podcast that I got to be a part of a couple of weeks ago. So make sure you guys are checking that out on a weekly basis. It was a good time. But however, let's talk about Bethenny Frankel responding to Nene Leakes, scrubbing her Instagram of their interview. Now, we had talked about this a couple of weeks ago, right? We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, or maybe about a week, maybe last week or something like that. I can't remember. It's all running together right now. That's what happens around the holidays. I feel like you just lose a little bit of sense of the time, okay, between Thanksgiving and Christmas. However, we had seen that Nene had, kind of scrubbed her Instagram of the stuff with Bethenny, but not necessarily the stuff with Carlos. So we also had heard that Andy Cohen had kind of almost kind of indicated that maybe the door was a little bit open, or at least cracked a little bit for reconciliation, but not really. And so, the murmurings on the internet streets was that maybe potentially, we know that they're casting for Atlanta. We see Nene in Dubai with Cynthia and Portia, and it's given us a little bit of hope. Well, according to Bethenny Frankel, she has herself talked to Nene, and she let us know in a podcast of hers, which I will not play because Bethenny is very territorial with her content, as she should be. I am not even upset about that. For me, I mean, I can tell you about it and credit the source, but I can't necessarily play it, right? But on this podcast, which you guys can listen to in this link right here to get the clip that we need, and it'll be in the description of this video. But basically, she says that she talked to Nene Leakes, okay? And Nene Leakes said, oh, well, she just, was cleaning up her Instagram, because she wanted to give it a different look and a different feel. And for Bethenny, she's like, well, I don't, I don't own Nene Leakes, and Nene Leakes doesn't owe me anything. So she can do whatever she wants with her Instagram, yada, yada, yada. But she also says that she talked to Nene Leakes, and Nene Leakes, okay, indicated that no, she has not heard anything from Bravo. She has not been in connection with Bravo about anything. So any idea or notion that they are working together in any way, shape, or form was definitely not on the books. Now, Bethany also does go on to state that if Nene was in contact with Bravo, she doesn't necessarily think that she has to tell her. So it could be something that's also being kept under wraps, because we do know that there is a follow situation with Nene and Bravo at this point, at least on Instagram from the last we checked, right? So the other thing that I found very interesting, but the tea is that Bethany indicates that she has these text messages from Andy Cohen that is basically spilling the tea about Nene in not such a good way. Okay. Um um now what's interesting about this is the amount of text messages that she claims that she has from Andy that are trash talking Nene. I felt like a little bit of that was, well, and this is my interpretation, so don't take this literally, but read from it what you will and listen to it for yourself to glean from it what you may. But it almost felt like, well, she claimed that there's, Nene claims that there's nothing going on. They haven't had any conversations. And besides, I mean, to be honest with you, she should be watching out because, I got all kinds of messages of him trash talking her. Okay. Um, Ding, 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 Nene. If you want them, come get them. It felt like that to me. All right. Kind of further solidifying that divide, like to make it, to put a little stamp on it. Again, that's my interpretation of it. Like, girl, if you want to go back if you want to, but I got these messages right here, and they not really, being too kind to you behind the scenes. So watch out. But she can do whatever she want to do. That's kind of what it felt like to me. But y'all listen to it for yourself. Like I said, listen to it for yourself. Watch the interview with Latisha and Leticia. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section down below. I think it's a great idea that they're doing the crossover. It's about time. Like, why not? Why not? Give us the tea and keep us entertained, baby. So with that being said, you guys know that Bell Collective will be on tonight on and of course, Love and Marriage Huntsville will be back on tomorrow night. Nene Leakes is seemingly living her best and most fabulous life and documenting every single second of it. Make sure you guys are following her as well on the YouTube streets. With that being said, I will catch you all in the next video.